What's up, guys? It's Big T, and welcome to this Friday edition of Linker Trivia. And not just any Friday, by the way. This is Friday before the 4th of July weekend. That's something special, people. Hoping most of you have a cold beer in your hand already. I am right behind you. I'm so excited you're here. We made it to the weekend. I have some great trivia all about off-road. And today, which should prove to be fun, driving on a narrow, rocky, bumpy road may be a nightmare for some, but for others, it's pure bliss. Before we get started, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Linker, for giving us one Mobnetic Max, which you're going to need if you're driving on that very same road. So be the quickest to answer all 5 questions, and you will be the new owner of this off-road necessity. As always, if you miss a question, hit the second chance button and keep on playing, people. So let's get started. And my clicker's not working for some reason. I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. One of the most common types of off-roading vehicles is the SUV. Now, for your first question, what does SUV stand for? Special unregulated vehicle, sport utility vehicle, or swinging undercarriage vehicle? That one sounds a little bit unlikely. It sounds a little fishy to me. This one is a bit of a warm-up. SUVs exploded in popularity in the early 90s. They got so popular that manufacturers had to stop making sedans and station wagons to keep up with the demand. Thank goodness for that. So the answer, of course, to this question is it's a sport utility vehicle. As I said, that was a give me. Everybody got it right because we're smart. These are known for their raised ground clearance and 4-wheel drive, but also having the capacity to carry a family load, but not having to drive a minivan. Nothing against minivans, you just don't want to drive one. Essentially for off-roading. So, moving on. There are many types or classifications of off-roading vehicles. The subject of the next question is one of the most popular. So for Q2, off-roading through muddy or clay terrain is often referred to as what? Silting, mudding, or wallowing? I can say I've wallowed a few times, but generally that's been in a bar. So, off-roading through mud and clay seems to have one core objective, and that is to get as filthy as possible. It's also quite tricky because you never really know what's under the mud, whether it's rocks or tree trunks. It's called, that's right, mudding. Oh, look at 100% of you got that right too. Come on, people, you is smart. I like it. You never know if you're going to get your vehicle stuck in the mud, of course. The cardinal rule of off-roading is to never go alone. Unless you're Joey Leslie in his brand new Jeep, which he just drove by in just now. You could probably do it then with that motor. Those who like to do mudding right might find themselves running through something called a rut from time to time. For Q3, if off-roading was, what is a rut? Animal made hole, groove from previous drivers, or patch of water? Interesting. I think this is another give me. There's a whole playbook for if you get stuck in a rut. In fact, if you've ever heard the phrase stuck in a rut before, this is where it started. It's not a patch of water or an animal den, rather, it's grooves from the previous driver. Let him plow the way through, and you enjoy the ride. If you find yourself stuck in a rut while off-roading, call Billy Bob. He'll pull you out every time, proudly. If you're stuck in a rut in your life, I don't know, get a new job, move to a new town or something, or just make sure you play Linker every single day. That works for me. One of the most extreme variations of off-roading is a little thing called rock crawling, very popular, where drivers go over super harsh terrain like boulders, rock piles, and mountain trails. For Q4 today, in rock crawling, what is picking the line? Planning your path, aligning your tires with the rocks, or accelerating very fast? What is picking the line? Off-roading and rock crawling in particular is an art form. You don't just put the pedal to the metal and expect success. In the same way, Van Gogh didn't just start throwing paint at his canvas. You have to plan it. In rock crawling, picking your line is simply planning your path to success. Uh-oh, see, that was a little bit harder one. Most of you guys got that one wrong. All right, well, let's keep going. Rule of thumb for picking your line, pick the path with the highest traction. That will be the least slick line. One of the most famous tracks in off-road racing is called the Bonneville Speedway. For your last question, excuse my shaking camera, people, it's not me. In which state is the Bonneville Speedway located? Is it in Montana, California, or Utah? Which one is it? The Bonneville Speedway is quite aptly named. It is noted as the venue for numerous speed records. It's also located on the Bonneville Salt Flats. Which of these states sounds the saltiest to you? That's right. The answer is Utah. Oh, look at that. I got 2 correct and 2 incorrect, just whittling it down. So that means that we have a tie. So more than one person's answered all 5 questions correctly. As you know, we only have one prize available today. This triggers a tiebreaker, which means the person who was the quickest to answer wins. Oh, look, that's a little ironic. Look at that mug of the guy who won. Interesting. I love it. Congratulations. That is awesome. Well, that's it for our off-roading game today. I would like to give a big thank you to everyone for playing and to our winner. Congratulations once again. And to our event sponsor, Linker. Please be safe out there while enjoying your time off-roading during this wonderful holiday weekend. God knows we need it, right? We've spent enough time inside. And make sure you join us right here next week at the same time for another game. And remember, you are all winners in my book. Cheers, people. Have a happy 4th of July. Big T out. Peace.